as promised, we brought back Cameron from Podium, and he brought a friend, Haley. Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
Awesome.
Good to be here.
Awesome. And I'm looking at your screen here for the presentation today. Bad reviews happen to good businesses, and I think we can all speak to that. Everyone thinks, as we do as well, we have the best service, the best quality, but sometimes, things happen and you get this review and then you start getting crazy and you want to go after that person, but I think you gotta breathe and do it right, because there's a certain way to respond to reviews. Am I right, Cameron, how that works?
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll get into that a little bit better, into more detail here. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So we have our friends here live from Salt Lake City, or Lehigh. Is that the exact town? Lehigh, Utah?
Yep. Yeah, just close south of Salt Lake here.
Perfect. From Podium. So with that said, guys, take it away.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having us. We're excited to be here. I know there's a handful of people watching live and many, many more later on. We're going to do a little bit of hands-on, like actual participation in this. So feel free, even if you're watching this later on, to join in and shoot in some messaging. So we'll kind of walk through that here. Let's see here. So my name's Cameron. Just by way of introduction, I'm on our sales team here at Podium. And Haley.
Yeah, so I'm a marketing specialist here. Cameron's kind of our expert in the tax industry, so we're really excited to have him and his expertise, and we're excited to go over reviews and how they can help out your business today.
Yeah, this is going to be a good time, guys. You will learn something from this call, I promise. So don't tune out. Pay attention. We've got a lot of really cool takeaways that you'll get from this. But before we get started, everyone knows Tony. He's here, the handsome guy with the Lopez Tax Service shirt on. We need you, if you're listening right now or later on, we want you to guess Tony's favorite food by texting your guess to this number on the screen, okay? Now, we do have a prize to give away in about 24 hours. So whether you're on the call now or you're joining in later, we will pick a random winner of who can guess Tony's food, if anyone can guess it. So if you're listening, the number here is 385-355-7555. If you can guess Tony's favorite food, we got a $50 Amazon gift card for you, okay? So I'll leave this up here for just a second, 385-355-7555, and I promise we'll show you why this is relevant here in a few minutes.
And you can see down on the corner of your screen, that number will be there throughout the presentation. So if you don't want to do it right now, you can do it later on if you think of a really good guess, but make sure you text in Tony's favorite food.
Okay, awesome.
I love it.
All right, so this will be relevant, and you could win $50 to Amazon. So let's just kind of dive in here and tell you a little bit about Podium, and then we'll get into some of the meat and potatoes of this. Podium is becoming a well-known name. We are one of the fastest growing companies in the United States right now, but typically most consumers don't know our name because we live behind the scenes for local businesses. And really our goal here is to help business owners like yourselves modernize the way that you engage with your clients and the way that you are found by your clients. And there's a little bit here just kind of speaking to who we are and that we're not just a small company in a garage. There's about 700 employees here. We've really skyrocketed in our growth after Google invested through Google Ventures, and things have gone very well here, and we're excited to show you why and how we can help you become a part of this growth and how we can help you kind of take your business to the next level. So just by way of agenda, what we're going to cover, we're going to talk about local search and how that impacts you and your local business, how you can better rank in local search, some steps into collecting reviews. There's a little teaser of how you can better rank in local search, and then what comes next after you're being seen online pretty regularly. So any questions you might have, and of course any guesses of Tony's favorite food, feel free to jot that number into your phone and shoot in any questions as well. We will be monitoring this live, so if any questions come in live, we will respond to those as they come in as well. So why does local search actually even matter? I mean, Haley, I'll ask you, like, you got a plumbing problem, you know, you got a leak in your
Not
kitchen.
a fun problem.
The toilet's, you know, leaking, your sink's overflowing. Like, why does local matter in that instance?
Because I have an immediate problem that needs fixing as soon as possible.
Yeah, right. What about a flat tire in your car?
Same thing.
What about your check engine light's on in your car, or your tooth starts to hurt, right? Like, we love local business because it's down the street, it's immediate, it's someone that knows our town, our area, they know what it's like to live in this part of the country, and they know how they can help me. And so local search is becoming incredibly important for the modern day population who's going online and searching for businesses, right? And there's two ways that we actually can look for businesses. You could see a commercial for a national brand and go and do a very direct, like, organic search for an insurance company, or, you know, a Ford, right? And just these, like, big national brands are really where we can try and find Geico or Liberty Mutual or Ford or General Motors or Kia, right? Those are those really organic searches. But when it comes to local search, that's where the people on the phone today are probably going to have the biggest advantage over, like, a big national brand. Is that correct?
Oh, for sure. And kind of the difference between organic and local search, and why that specifically matters to a local tax firm, is organic, it's just based on relevant search terms, like this says on the slide. But local, that's what shows up when someone searches for accounting firm near me, or tax preparation near me, or in Lehi, Utah. When they include that location marker, they're looking for something local, something near them. Yeah. And that's why it's so important to your business, because that's when you're going to rank, when you can fix someone's problem.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this is becoming more prevalent, right? Tony, how often does your phone leave your pocket?
Yeah, I mean, it's right here right now. And then I
right?
wake up with it, I sleep with it. So.
It's next to you 24 hours a day, right? Like, it's always there, and it's an incredibly powerful machine. And the fact that pretty much everyone owns a cell phone right now, and it's always near them, it's just so easy for us to find what we need quickly. And when we do these types of searches, the phone and the browser that we choose to use, they know where we are. And so if I'm sitting on vacation in Las Vegas and I'm hungry for Tony's favorite food, I'm going to type in, you know, blank type of food near me, and see what comes up, right? And Google or Yelp or wherever I'm at knows where I am, and they can recommend the nearest search results to me at that physical moment, right? And the same thing goes for us in our homes, in our workplaces, and in all that we do. When we do these searches, Google and the big search engines are looking at your location and trying to recommend the best business that's close to you that can take care of that need, like Haley's plumbing problem, as quickly and easily as possible.
And it used to be that people would, if they needed a lawyer, or they needed a dentist, if they needed a mechanic, they would pull out the yellow pages, go to the category, look in order, in alphabetical order, call a couple different shops, figure out what works best for them and go with that. But that's very different today. I mean, you see the stat here, 95% of people worldwide own a cell phone. Right. And they're using those cell phones. It's a pocket-sized computer that we have on us all the time. Tony has his now, he sleeps with it, it's with him all the time, and that's how it is with most people around the world. They have these cell phones, and when they're searching for these local businesses, it really is driven by near me and these micro moments. We have this interesting stat on this slide. Google recently experienced 150% growth in blank near me now searches. Someone's pulling out their phone and they're searching for accountant near me. This has created what Google calls micro moments. So that's that phrase we saw on the last slide. A micro moment is basically just when a customer knows what they want, they have the intent to buy, and they just need to be connected with the right business. So if somebody has an accounting problem or a tax problem, they pull out their phone and they're looking for a business that's going to solve that problem. That's why local search is so important, because if they can't find you, they're going to go to your competition, and we definitely don't want that.
Right. Now, I love this slide here. It really helping you guys understand, and this will become more relevant as we get into this a little bit more in depth here. But when clients look for the best restaurant, the best doctor, the best tax firm, right, Google's algorithm is actually trying to look for certain pieces of your reputation and your listing that we're going to get into in greater detail here. But why does this matter so much? Well, if you're the best tax accountant, tax firm, tax preparation service in town, well, that's going to lead to a 76% of the people who find you there actually visiting your store or connecting with you in some form or fashion within 24 hours. Tony, are you an Amazon guy? I think we talked about this yesterday. You're an Amazon shopper?
Yeah. I mean, it's quick. It has what I need. I could do it here real quick, right? Why not?
Right? For sure. And do you buy, I don't want to like profile you too much, but do you pay extra for Prime?
Yeah. I mean, I need it quick. So if I need it, yeah.
Yeah. Right. And so do I. And
Me too.
Haley, right? We're all three. Okay. The reason we pay extra for that extra service is because we want quick and immediate, answers to our questions and products on our doorstep. And so the goal here at Podium is to help streamline that immediacy that consumers are looking for and getting more people to find you quickly and visit you or connect with you or communicate with you as fast as possible. Right?
Yeah, this goes back to those micro moments you were saying. They have an intent. They have a problem that they need fixed. So it makes sense that once they find a business that's going to solve their problem, that they're going to connect with that business to move things along and get their problems fixed.
Yeah. And ultimately, I mean, all this convenience, right, it doesn't just lead to one-time shoppers. This leads to, like, if I fall in love with Lopez Tax Service because Tony and his team are amazing and they're easy to connect and communicate with, well, next year, when I'm ready to do my taxes again, I'm probably going to be pretty loyal to those guys because I know it was easy to connect and communicate with them. And so that's really the whole goal, is not just one-time shoppers, people window shopping your business, but to get loyal customers that actually are going to engage with you for the long haul, for years and years to come, right? So let's get into the meat of this. How do we actually help you fix this? What are the takeaways of this call? So here's where this gets really good. Not that it hasn't been good yet, right, Tony? Okay. So let's just look kind of into detail. Do you want to run with this one, Haley?
Yeah, really having some sort of presence online, it definitely can seem overwhelming at first if you don't really know where to start, but here are some easy steps that you can take today to get some sort of presence, because your customers or potential customers, they're searching for you. So you want to make sure that you're showing up wherever they're searching for you. For sure. And the first step is to claim your business. This is free and really easy. It's something that you can do today. We'll go into a little bit more detail of how you can specifically claim your Google My Business listing. The next slide has some steps for that. But make sure that you claim your business. So if they search for your business, you're going to show up.
Yeah.
Next, you want to make sure you have some information, upload photos, put in details with your store hours, keep your hours of operation up to date. And then this fourth one, it talks about keywords. So with the Google My Business listing specifically, you can put a description about your business and you want to include keywords. So whatever they're going to be searching for you for, make sure that's there. So we work with, we do taxes, we do what your business does, make sure it's in the description so these people can find you.
Right, yeah.
Accounting, payroll, bookkeeping, notary, insurance. Yeah.
Exactly. And Tony, I was there at the conference in Vegas a few months ago, and I know a lot of people do DMV services, and like you mentioned, insurance as well was pretty popular. So I know a lot of the listeners are probably thinking, well, I do a lot. Well, that's perfect. This is an awesome place to start adding more content onto your Google My Business listing to let people know I'm not just tax, I'm not just accounting and bookkeeping. We do a whole lot more, and we can kind of be your one-stop shop. This is a great place to make that happen. Now, I know there were a handful of people I think I met at the event that did not even have a Google My Business listing up. Again, here's a free takeaway from this call. Google My Business listings are 100% free. There is no cost to have a Google My Business listing, but it is incredibly relevant to today's buyers who are doing those near me searches, looking for your services. When you have a Google My Business listing live that knows where you exist and what types of services you offer, you will be found more often than you are today without it. So something we can definitely help with on a future call with anybody individually. If you wanted help getting this set up, we offer that as a free service and kind of consult and help people do that. So happy to chat with anybody who might be thinking, I don't even have a Google My Business page up. Well, again, you can text us at the number here if you're interested in that help. That is completely free to do, and we can help you out on that end, okay? Now, why do reviews matter? This is kind of how the topic even came up is really, the title of this whole presentation is about reviews. Well, why do they matter? And what I like to do here is just kind of help you think about, in your business, you may not have translated your own experiences with reviews into kind of your business sense. So, Tony, last time you looked up a company on your phone, when was it?
Oh, I think today for lunch, I was looking for a place to go eat.
Okay, don't tell anybody your favorite food, but what'd you go eat?
In this particular case, I ate some tacos, which is,
okay.
It's not, they're good, but my favorite food is another type of food.
We have had some guesses for tacos.
Okay.
So those people can guess again.
Yeah. So, Tony, what do you have your favorite place? Did you look for some place new? Walk us through that.
I was looking for a new place, as a matter of fact. I was having lunch with somebody, and they're like, hey, let's go to a new spot in town. And I was like, it's new. I wonder if it's good. And yeah, I looked them up. They had a couple of reviews, but yeah, so I was able to do that.
Yeah. So it's important to understand how we use reviews. And most of us don't really realize it, but they play a part in a lot of decisions we make. When we go on Amazon, when we go to Airbnb to pick a place to stay, when we get out of an Uber ride, we're leaving reviews. They are everywhere in front of us right now because they influence our decision pretty heavily. So 93% of consumers have admitted that online reviews impact their purchase decisions, okay? And on the other end of it is if you don't have any good reviews or you have bad reviews, well, 90% of consumers will not consider doing business with anybody with a 1 to 2 star rating, right? Tony, if that new Mexican restaurant had a 1-star rating, you're probably not driving across town to go eat their tacos, right? And so we've got to make sure that you have a reputation that shows that you're valid, trustworthy, and a good business with great practices, that you're honest, that you're easy to connect with and communicate with, because I'm about to give you my business, and that's going to cost me a significant amount of money, and I'm looking for somebody I can be loyal with. And so I want to validate based on the feedback from other customers that you've worked with in the past, like how great are you going to be for the long haul, right? Do you want to take this one?
Yeah, for sure. Going back to kind of what we were saying earlier with these people searching on Google for your business, one of the other stats on that slide was that 3.3 is the minimum star rating that a customer is willing to engage with as a business. So say, for example, your firm maybe has a 3.8 star rating. That's not a terrible rating. That's pretty good. And the customer would probably be willing to bring their business to you. Something to keep in mind, though, is that if they search for best accounting firm near me, and they include that word best, what will happen is Google will automatically filter out any business with less than a 4-star rating. You can try this right now. Search for best tacos near me or best tire shop near me. You can see the default is 4 stars. So you want to make sure you're at least getting above that 4-star rating.
Yep.
And Google, nobody knows exactly what and how much Google's algorithm takes into account when determining rankings. But we've talked a lot with our partners at Google, and they've consistently said that reviews play a huge part in determining rankings specifically for local search. So that's when someone says accounting firm near me or accounting firm in Lehi, Utah. Reviews are a huge portion of that, and they not only affect the search rankings, they affect every part of the client journey, from awareness, obviously them finding you, to them considering you. Hopefully you have above that 3.3, and if they include best, hopefully you have above that 4-star rating. And then decision. Reviews really help build trust with your customers, your potential clients, because let's be honest, potential customers, they care more what other people have to say about your business than what you have to say about yourself.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, I go to Tony's website and he's touting that they're the best in town. They take great care of their customers and everybody's happy. Well, yeah, that's probably true. But of course, Tony's trying to sell me his service. So he's going to say only the best things about himself. But what I want to know is, how recently has somebody said Tony and his team are awesome? And how frequently do people go on there and say Tony and his team are amazing? And what kind of star rating has he generated? And what type of quantity, like how many people have actually gone on and said Tony and his team are the best? And so this is a really important factor, not only for the consumer, but also on the Google side, is in understanding their algorithm. Google is looking at each of these factors in determining your position against your competition. So a lot of people sometimes will ask us here at Podium, hey, you guys are great at helping get reviews. Let me just go and get like 100 and then I'll be set. 100 5-star reviews and I'll be good to go. Well, that's not the whole piece of the pie, because reviews are also important to Google and to the customer based on how recent, how relevant, how frequent are you receiving these. Because 100 reviews from 3-4 years ago is a little outdated. We probably have a new chef in the kitchen and a new manager running the restaurant, and I don't know if they're still, a 5-star business or not, right? So how do we help you as at your business to go and start collecting these reviews? Well, there's a bunch of tips we have here. Our solution, of course, is very tailored and very unique to helping tax firms collect reviews regularly. But it all starts with you at the first point of this, right? You have to give really high quality service. And this is a slide we could easily have skipped over. It's pretty obvious, but if you guys are focusing on giving great customer experiences, well, you're primed up and ready to start collecting lots of great reviews. So now we just have to determine, when do we actually ask for that review?
Yeah, you want to make sure that you're asking them before they leave your lobby. Ask them while it's fresh on their mind, while they're thinking about it, because if they leave your firm, they go home, they take off their shoes, they start making dinner, they turn on a show, it's all going to leave their mind. They're going to get distracted. They're going to forget about it. So you want to make sure you send the invite and set expectations before they leave your lobby. And we'll talk more about setting expectations of the reviews too.
Yeah, and I'll just plug, I don't know how many people actually walk into a tax, office today. I would assume, Tony, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, that it may have dropped over the last few years. How many people used to walk into your office every day, and how many just call, or you do like a remote consultation? Has that number grown of like remote business?
Yeah, every year is less and less, especially with the younger generation. They just want to stay at home, do their taxes from their home even, right?
Right.
And they'll call or they'll be on the phone. They'll text us too. They'll try to text us.
Okay. So you guys get text messages, calls. For sure, like Haley said, there's going to be a handful of people in your office. But let's set that expectation that no matter where or how we engage with them, we're going to ask them for a review, right? And this is what step 3 is here, is before your client either leaves your office or hangs up the phone with you or finishes that text message conversation, let them know that in the next couple minutes, I'm going to send you a message with a link to leave me some feedback. And the reason this is so important for my business is because it's really helping us grow and be able to serve more people like you who have needed our help. And we really pride ourselves on being able to help other families and neighbors like you. We'd love your feedback. If you wouldn't mind, we'll just make it really easy. via text message for you to leave us a quick review.
And you can see here, text messages have an open rate of 99%. And 90% of those are opened within 3 minutes. So if you send somebody, this happens to me a lot. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I go to the grocery store, I check out, the cashier hands me my receipt and circles the bottom, say, hey, go to this URL for a survey, and I say, great, I leave, and then the same thing happens again. I get in my car, I turn on some music, I forget about it, and I don't do that because that's inconvenient, and we talked a lot about convenience earlier. This is also known as the Amazon effect. People want convenience, and that leads to loyalty. So also getting reviews via text is really convenient for people, and most of them will get opened, and most of them will get opened really quickly.
Yeah.
It'll make it a lot easier for people to leave your reviews.
Yeah. Spot on. Those, like the back of the Taco Bell receipt, the bottom of the Home Depot receipt, the grocery store, they all do it. Everybody wants feedback. Even Delta, I fly a lot. Every time I land, 3 days later, I get an email saying, hey, how was your flight? And by that time, I've probably flown 1 or 2 more times already. And so I've forgotten, I don't know who the flight attendants were or how the experience was. I don't remember which of your 10 flights was delayed. It's too late, right? So that timeliness and that immediacy of I just got my check in hand, I'm just walking out of this office and they asked me for a review. Well, you better believe I'm really happy. I'm excited to leave you a review. If you'll make it really easy, I'm more than happy to do this. And that's what number 5 is how do we make this frictionless? Because Tony, if I asked you to take a 15-minute survey, how likely are you to do that for me right after this call?
Yeah. It's like, oh, then I got to go do it. And then I have another meeting after this.
Yeah.
It's annoying. And also, have you seen when you're like in the drive-thru, I think whether Taco Bell or some fast food restaurant, in the bottom, I think it's Taco Bell, it says, go to this website, do this survey, and then you'll get a free taco with your next purchase. And I'm like, if it's going to be inconvenient, why not just give me a free taco? I don't have to purchase anything.
Right? Yeah, you're spot on, right? So just making it simple. Some of the challenges that a lot of businesses, including probably many people here on the phone, have had and will continue to have without some help from a company like Podium is there's a lot of steps that can be involved. Fill out a survey, go here, click here, log in, remember your username, remember your password. It can be very challenging if you don't make it easy. And so one of the goals here at Podium is to make this as fast as possible. And we just have a little bit of like a screenshot here of like the 2-step process of leaving a review if you were to utilize Podium in this process. So all we simply do is utilize, again, text message in the moment of that customer's emotional high. Thank you for choosing our business. We'd love your feedback. If you'd click the link here, we'll take you right into Google with one more click. We're actually going to log you into your account, take you to that 5-star screen. So it's a simple matter of just pushing 5 stars, talking about Tony and how awesome his team is. And as soon as we press post, we're done. Right? And if that process only takes me 30 seconds and it happened right at the point of emotional high, well, then we're in good shape as a business because we're able to now get hundreds of tax customers and bookkeeping customers and insurance customers and DMV customers to do this regularly, right? And now to kind of bring that back to where we started, if these reviews are hitting those sites that matter most, like Google or Facebook or Better Business Bureau, well, now we're being seen as one of the best tax firms, like insurance agencies, DMV stops in town. And we've now driven a bunch of new traffic, awareness, confidence, brand loyalty to these businesses.
And the truth is that I think the stats actually 77% of people would be willing to leave a review. But it seems that only those who have a bad experience are actually motivated and actually do leave the review.
Yeah.
And it's not that leaving a review is terribly hard, but it is inconvenient. So if you do most of the work for your customers, send them a link exactly to where they're going to leave the review and set those expectations, that's going to make it really easy for them. And then it's going to be this flywheel of you getting more reviews that helps you get more customers, that leave you more reviews, and it's a virtuous cycle of that will help both you and your future customers too.
Yeah. One plug here. Tony, anything before, I had one more comment here before we move forward, but anything you've thought of, any questions you have on your end? Are we doing okay here?
Yeah, no, yeah, you guys are doing awesome. But I was just thinking, a lot of people leave reviews. A lot of people leave bad reviews because they're so pissed that they will go through the inconvenience of a current survey or a platform. They're like, I'm so pissed. I'm going to even like one time, the reason I created my Yelp account years ago was because I went to this gym and it was a small gym and it sucked. And I created an account and, I went out of my way because you're so emotionally driven at that moment.
Yeah.
But if you have a good experience, you're like, cool. You're like, oh, it's too hard, whatever. I'm sure people will find out it's a good place, but it's different. It's interesting. Maybe it's like a lot of psychology has to do with it. Yeah, so.
It really does. And you brought up kind of where I wanted to go. Like the title of this webinar is Bad Reviews Happen to Good Businesses. So all I want to do is just kind of make a little plug here, just a little bit of advice for everybody who's listening. Another free takeaway here. You're going to get a negative review here and there. It may be somebody who's never even worked with your business or never even experienced your business in any way. They may have left the review on the wrong company. You could have a disgruntled employee who sent one email that was misread and the tone was misunderstood, and somebody comes in and just banters and rages on your business online. Here's our advice, okay? It's going to happen, but you're never going to win a battle online. So please, our number one advice is do not try and win that battle. We recommend you respond to every negative review as cordially and as professionally as possible and try and take the conversation offline. You can apologize, you can give them your contact information there, but don't try and win a battle. Just take it offline. Show the rest of the world that you are sympathetic and empathetic when something happens to go wrong. But then the second key is just bury those negative reviews with lots and lots of positives, right? Customers today actually prefer a 4.8 or a 4.9 star business over a 5.0, right? Most people will see a 5-star rated business and think, okay, they paid their aunt, their uncle, their cousins, their friends, and their neighbors, and their people, at, their colleagues at work to leave them a review. But a 4.8 and a 4.9 star business looks more credible. It shows that you're imperfect. But when I go look at those negative reviews, I can actually see that Tony responded to me when I was upset. And if he responded to Haley when she was upset. And so me as a new customer, if I end up having, that 1 in 100 rare negative experiences, I know Tony's still going to take care of me and be my bud. So.
Yeah, if you have, say, 100 5-star reviews and you get a negative review, that's not going to have as much weight than if you have maybe 10 5-star reviews and 1 negative review.
Right.
So like Cameron was saying, just drown those out with positive reviews, and it's not going to affect your star rating. And if people do see that and see that you care about your business, care about the experience your clients are having, it's not going to dissuade them from coming to you. So you don't need to be afraid of negative reviews. Businesses are all run by human beings who are imperfect, and customers are aware of that, and they appreciate the honesty.
Right. So in kind of summing up all the reviews, right? Again, it's nice to kind of recap where we've come, right? We talked about people doing lots of local searches. We talked about Tony's phone, who's never leaves his side, right? As consumers are rolling into the end of the year and thinking about January and tax season, and their W-2s start hitting, well, they're going to be pulling out those handy-dandy phones that are sitting in their pocket and laying on the nightstand next to their bed. And whenever that moment hits that they think, I got to go find who's going to be helping me this year with my taxes, well, what do you think they're doing? They're pulling out the phone, they're searching best tax prep near me, and they're going to try and connect with you. And so we, of course, have been talking heavily about reviews and how those reviews can help you out-position and outrank your local competition. But one extra advantage we give to the partners and companies that use Podium is that prime experience that we talked about. Okay, it's the ability to connect with that business as fast as possible. And remember, 88% of customers are going to connect with you within the first 24 hours of finding your business. What we've been able to do with our partnership with Google, we have some proprietary technology, APIs, and access to now allow a customer the ability to text your business once they've found you on that mobile device. Okay? So our goal here is to not just stop at 500, 600, 700 great Google reviews, but to turn those Google reviews into actual leads and conversations and communication with your potential customers who are finding you on these different platforms, right?
And this is what I was talking about earlier, where potential clients, they Google you online, they find you, they're either going to call your number, message your number, hopefully if you have your landline textable, maybe they go to your Facebook or they go to your website. But they are looking for a problem solver for the problem that they have. So there's no point if they can only find you and they can't connect with you.
Right.
Once they find you, they're going to connect with you. They have a great experience. Then you make it easy for them to leave a review, which makes it easier for more people to find you.
Yeah.
This is what I was talking about earlier with this virtuous cycle.
Yeah. Now, Tony, I imagine people might be on the line thinking, what are these guys talking about? People don't have a problem contacting me. I've got a phone number. I've got a website. I've got, a contact me form on my website. You can get in touch with me, and we have a policy here that we answer the call within 2 or 3 rings, right? Well, things have changed. And whether or not you have the perfect phone system and the staff to answer phone calls on the first or second ring every single time, that actually doesn't matter to the modern day consumer today. Because we as consumers statistically are 6 times more likely to engage with a business via text message than to have to call you and leave voicemails and play phone tag or try and email you or fill out a form on your website. So again, that statistic is important to understand. We are 6 times more likely to engage with a business via text than via phone call or email. And so where Podium really gets, again, unique here is in the ability to take messaging from all of your different platforms and bring it into one singular inbox. And this is what our platform actually looks like. This is just a little bit of a sneak peek that we could show you on a future call. But in understanding that you're now potentially texted from Google, and you exist on Facebook, and you do advertising there, and people can Facebook message your business. And we just told you that you should open up texting as an option to communicate, and we can even add that to your website. And Instagram recently released a messaging option, so businesses can now engage their clients on Instagram. Well, this becomes a complicated process for a business owner like you to say, well, I got to work on my staff, I got to work on my accounting, I got to do payroll, now you're telling me I have to go monitor Facebook, my website, Instagram, texting, Google messaging. Well, we don't have time for that. Well, that's what Podium is here to do, is to help aggregate all of these messaging channels and put them into one inbox for you and your team to now manage communication. And when you offer these channels, we see communication rates and conversion rates just skyrocket, because this is, again, how Tony is 6 times more likely to connect with his mechanic, his plumber, his doctor, his dentist, is through one of these convenient channels wherever he decides to start that journey.
Yeah,
and so what we, yeah, go ahead.
But that Instagram addition is huge. I've noticed a lot of people we work with are on Instagram, and a lot of small business owners, like a lot of the new spots in town, like the coffee shops and the craft breweries, they're just on Instagram. And I didn't know that's cool. Podium could connect to Instagram.
Yeah, it's been powerful, and it's really just trying to streamline and operationalize texting in your business. So it's been fun. We're going to kind of wrap up here. We do have some time for Q&A. Tony, if you have anything you wanted to kind of like plug in here or ask any questions, we're happy to kind of walk through this a little bit further, but this will kind of wrap things up for us here. If you have any questions, Tony, we're happy to stay on the line and answer questions.
Yeah, so at this point, if anybody has any questions, we're out live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and on Zoom also. There's some people here on Zoom. Feel free to ask any questions you may have. But yeah, I was just looking at the different channels. But you're right. So either way, you need to communicate with clients and customers. So either you do it by logging into Google and then Facebook and then Instagram and your website, or you have a platform. It could be Podium or any other platform, but that just automates it and it allows you to scale, right? That's the point here, and that's why we like to bring in new partners and new solutions like Podium to our Facebook Lives and the Tax Fest, the convention. By the way, how was that, Cameron? Did you learn something new about our community? How was the Tax Fest for you and your team?
I fell in love with your group. It was an incredible time. We had a great time, 3 days, I think, in Vegas. I was worn out. You guys wore me out. It was a lively and fun group, mariachi bands all day, and I mean, it was a great time. So we really appreciate being there and look forward to it again next year. It's a great group to be part of. So thank you for having us there.
Sounds like I really missed out.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's cool. Maybe we'll have you do a breakout session next year. That way get people engaged and educated. I love all the tips you gave today.
Good. Yeah, we're happy to share any knowledge and information. We're really passionate about helping local businesses just win in their local market. And we've got some cool strategies and ideas and tips. I hope everyone that's listening or will listen has gotten some good takeaways that you can go implement today. And if you need any help with any of these things that you have questions on, again, sure, we have products that we can sell you, but we're also here to coach and consult and give you great advice. So don't be afraid to reach out. We're not a high-pressure sales organization. You can connect with us on any of these mediums on the site or on the screen share here, podium.com/webinars. You can call or text that number that we've showcased, and also email us at webinars@podium.com if anyone would like to reach out, get any more information, or ask any individual questions. We're happy to do so. Now, we're going to run this contest for the $50 Amazon gift card for 24 hours. So tomorrow at 2:48 Pacific time, I'll put a note on my calendar to see who guessed Tony's favorite food, and we will send out a $50 Amazon gift card. So don't be shy to shoot that text in of Tony's favorite food, your guess, and we will ship you a gift card.
Yeah, and we'll text everyone who guessed in what the answer is, and then we'll obviously send the gift card to the winner. So make sure that you text in if you haven't already at that number, 385-355-7555.
Awesome. I love it. This is cool. This has been a very engaging webinar because both of you are on it and then you guys are doing the texting. I love it.
Yeah, well, thanks for having us, Tony. It was a pleasure, and look forward to chatting with anybody who has any questions going forward.
Yeah, definitely. Again, everyone, we're going to be doing every week a new webinar, a content, reach out to Podium and such. And these recordings will be sitting on our YouTubes and Facebook, so you could go back and reference them at a later time. I didn't get it's not a question, but it is a comment. It basically says, thank you so much for letting us know regarding, I guess they typed in the best tax service in their town. And they did notice that it's only 4+ stars that have come out. I didn't know that. This person didn't know that. I'm sure a lot of people didn't know that. So thanks for that tip.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, break that 4.0 threshold. It'll change the game for you.
Will do. All right, Cameron, Haley, thanks for your time, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks guys.
Tony.
Bye-bye.